Dear students, in previous class we discussed about binary search tree and heap tree also. So heap tree will be represented with the help of arrays. It is one of the easiest way to represent heap tree with the help of array. So heap tree is nothing but here it is a one type of binary tree, but the constraint is the root element should be greater than to its child elements. Actually, heap tree is divided into two parts. One is max heap, another one is called min heap. So normally heap tree it may be a max heap only. When it comes to min heap is nothing but root element should be less than to its children, then we call it as a min heap tree. If root element is greater than to its children, we call it as a max heap. So in previous class we discussed about these all things, what is meant by min heap and what is meant by max heap, and now we discuss about how to construct a max heap for the given elements. Here we are having the elements 1, 5, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16. So we need to construct a max heap for the given elements. So first we'll convert the given elements into a binary tree. So first element will be here, this is second element, and this is third element, this is fourth element, this is fifth element, and this is sixth element, and this is seventh element. So first step is we need to convert the given elements into at most complete binary tree. We need to convert it to complete binary tree. So now this is a binary tree, but it is not a heap tree. So what are the rules for heap tree? If it is a max heap, the root element data should be greater than to its children's data. When you observe this root, assume it 1. So children's are 5, 6, means it is less than. When you observe to 5, children's are 8, 12. So it is not less, it is less than. Like here also the same thing. So we say that it is not a max heap. Now our responsibility is to convert this binary tree to heap tree. So here when you observe this one, we need to find out the maximum value which is available in the list. So 16 is the so 16 is the maximum element in the given list. So this is having maximum element. So we need to swap with these two things. That is the first thing we need to do. So what we have to do is, in the given binary tree, which is the highest element, I need to find out, and that element will be replaced with its root. So 6 will be replaced with 16. It's happened here. So now when you observe this spot, it is having max heap property. Next, we need to find out here in this part. So node 5 contains a greater element in its right child. So we need to swap node 5 with node 12. So we did swapping. So after swapping, the tree is like this. Next, node 1 contains the greatest element in its right child node. So when it comes to here, this is the greatest element. So we need to swap here to here and here to here. So after swapping, we found 16, 12, 1, 8, 5, 14, 6. So this is satisfying max heap property. This is also satisfying max heap property, but not this one. Again, we need to process the same thing. We need to identify the highest value and then swap, means from here to here and here to here. So node 1 contains the greatest element in its left child node. So we swap node 1 and node 14. So this is the max heap result. So it is very simple process. First, we need to construct a binary tree for the given elements. Then after the lower side maximum, we go with right element. So the highest value within a subtree will be replaced with the root element. It is a process which we did here. So simply just I will explain the thing. So here this is the tree which we had. So after, based on the given elements, we constructed a binary tree. So this is the first element. First element is 5. Second element is first element is 1. Second element is 5. Third element is 6. Fourth one is 8. Fifth one 12. Sixth one 14. Seventh one 16. So first we need to concentrate on subtrees, then we go with main tree. First we need to identify the highest value where it is available. Here we found the highest value. That value will replace with root node, means just we applied swapping. So once if you done swapping, then this will come as a 16 and this will come as a 6. So this node will remove, this node will remove 16 and 6 will come here. Same thing will go with left side. Here we identified 12 is the highest value. So simply we go with swapping. So after swapping, 12 will come here and 5 will come here. So subtrees are completed. Then we go with main one. So when it comes to root node 1, the highest element is among 12 and 16, 16 is the highest. Simply what we do, so we'll remove this one, 16 will place here and 16 also will remove, 1 will come here. Again among 1, 14 and 6, 14 is the highest element. So what we'll do, swapping. So here 1 will come and here 14 will come. So that is the way of constructing max heap. So what I did here, we got the final tree. So 16, 12, 14, 8, 5, 1, 6. So this is a way of constructing a heap tree. So I will give one example to you just to try to construct a heap tree. The elements are 12, 6, 19, 18, 20, 4, 15, 22, 11, 7. Assume it, these are the elements. Just to try to construct a heap tree for these elements. The elements are 12, 6, 19, 18, 20, 4, 15, 22, 11, 7. So what we have to do here? First we need to construct a binary tree and then after apply the properties of max heap. Just you note down the numbers and try to construct heap tree. So another example, just try to convert this one also. Why? Because for examinations they will ask the construction of trees. It may be any type of tree, binary tree, binary search tree, heap tree, or some other trees also. We'll discuss remaining trees also. So the max heap operations are finding the maximum operation, insertion operation, deletion operation. Finding the maximum operation is nothing but simple. The root element is always the maximum element. So displaying the root element itself is okay. Insertion operation. So insertion operation, when it comes to insertion operation, so we need to insert the leaf node from left to right. Means it is in an order way, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whenever it come, wherever it come, we need to insert. Then step 2 is ensure that tree remains a max heap. So when I try to insert a new element as a child, I need to check the max heap property. Means the root element should be greater than its children. If not, then what we did earlier, we need to apply here also. So delete operation. delete operation is performed to delete a particular element from the heap tree. When it comes to deleting node from the heap tree, following two cases. So deletion can be followed by two cases. The case one is deletion of last node. So when you're going to remove a leaf node, directly we can remove it. We don't need to go with any additional checkings. Directly we can remove the leaf node. But some other node when you're removing, means whether it is having left right childs or else left child or else right child, like that. So when you're going to remove a root, then we need to apply these things. So delete a desired element from the heap tree and plug the last node and put in place of the deleted node. So when you're going to delete a particular root node, so assume it if it is having left child, so just you replace with that node to left child, automatically it will remove. Step 2, ensure that the tree remains a max heap and check that every non-leaf node contains a greater or equal value elements that its child nodes. If there exists any node that does not satisfy the ordering property of max heap, swap the elements. So start checking from the non-leaf node with highest index. Just what we did at the time of insertion, we need to do same like that. So when you're going to remove a node which contains the childs, just to remove that one and replace with the child value. Again you check whether it is following heap property or not. Okay, so this is about heap trees. It is very simple process. Just whatever the elements they provided, we need to construct a binary tree, and then after check each subtree is following max heap property or not. What is the max heap property? The property is the root element should have greatest value among its children. For deletion also we apply the same thing. If deleted element is a leaf node, directly we can delete it. If it is not a leaf node, then just we go with plunk, means the child element will be replaced with that one, and after that check whether it is following heap property or not. Assume it if I am going to remove or delete the element of 5, directly we can delete it. If I am going to remove the element 8, then what we need to do, just plunk. So just what we do is we can find the highest value and then we'll plunk it, means here 11 will come and this will remove, this will remove. So 11 is there and 5 as usual it will be here. Okay, so this is a way of deletion of trees. Next we discuss about height balanced tree. Which is one of the most important binary tree, and this is also asked in your examination. Height balanced tree, also call it as a ABL tree. So ABL trees call it as a height balanced trees. Means here they will balance the height of left child and right child. So left subtree and right subtree both will balance their height. Means it is not possible to growth in right side and non-growth in left side. Means for example, assume there is a tree like this. So when you observe here, left hand side is growing, but when it comes to right hand side, it was stopped with 2 children only. So it is not the right binary tree. Here we may waste the memory. When you are implementing with the help of arrays of binary tree, we may waste number of size of memory. To avoid that one, we can go with height balanced tree. Here what is happening is it balances its height. So you are not supposed to grow in one side. You need to grow in both sides. How it is possible? Means here we are having one balancing factor. So that balancing factor will be calculated for every node. Once you calculated balancing factor to a particular node, the value should be either -1 or 0 or 1 plus 1. If it is not like that, then we need to balance the tree. How we are going to calculate balancing factor? It is nothing but when you considered any root, any node, the height of the left child minus height of the right child will calculate as a balancing factor. Assume it, for example, if I took this one, the height of the left child means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Height of the left child is 5. Height of the right child is 1, 2. 5 minus 2 equal to 3. 3 is a balancing factor. So, as per our instructions, the balancing factor should be either -1 or 0 or 1. Here it is 3, means it is not balanced. When observed here in this example, so the height of the left child is 1, 2. The height of the right child is 1, 2. 2 minus 2, 0. So, it is having balancing factor 0. When you observed here 8, so 1 minus 1, 0. When you observe here 1 minus 0, 1. So these subtrees or main tree balancing factor is between -1 or 0 or 1. So this is AVL tree. This is the process of AVL tree. Just I will remind that AVL tree is also one type of binary search trees. It is a binary search tree. Keep in mind that it is a binary search tree. So what is mean by binary search tree? When you are treating it as a binary search tree, the left side childs of root should be less than and right side of data of root should be greater than. So that you should keep in mind that it is a binary search tree, but height balanced. So AVL tree is also called self-balancing binary search trees. And balancing factor, how we are going to calculate, already we discussed. We are having slide here. So this balancing factor is defined for every node. Whatever the nodes we are having in tree, for every node we are going to calculate. How we are going to calculate? Balancing factor equal to height of its left subtree minus height of its right subtree. And you should keep in mind that for every node, the balancing factor between either 0 or 1 or -1. If it is having more than these values, then we say that it is not height balanced. Then we need to perform height balancing. Now we discuss how we are going to perform the height balancing. So assume it this tree is not height balanced. Then how can simplify that one? For this, we are having 4 rotations. With the help of these 4 rotations, we can perform height balancing. So it will be classified as single rotations and double rotations. When it comes to single rotations, we call it as a left rotation, means LL rotation. Another is called right rotation, we call it as a RR rotation. And double rotations called as a left right rotation, means LR, and another is called R1 RL. So if you want to work with AVL trees, either insertions or deletions, you must surely keep in mind these 4 rotations. If you know these 4 rotations, then only we can work with AVL trees. Even in examinations also, you people should know how we are working with LL rotation, RR rotation, LR or RL. So I will show these rotations first, then after we go with operations. So the cases of imbalance and their balancing using rotation operations. Case 1, that is called RR rotation. RR rotation means if imbalancing occurred in right side, this is R and this is also R, means for this node occurred in right side, for this node occurred right side, we call it as a RR rotation. If it isn't like that, then what we need to do is just we need to go with anti-clockwise rotation. So means this rotation will occur like this. So it will be rotated like this. So 2 will come here, 1 will come left side and 3 will come right side. Anti-clock rotation, anti-clock rotation. Okay, that is RR rotation. Next one is LL rotation, left left, LL, left left. So if I consider this is a root among a subtree, so I am getting height balancing from left to left. So if it is in a left left LL rotation, then go with clockwise rotation. So RR is anti-clockwise, LL is clockwise. So when I apply clockwise rotation, I got this one. So you people should know these things. RR rotation will be applied in anti-clockwise, LL rotation applied in clockwise rotation. So wherever you found imbalancing, so we need to choose in this way, and whether imbalancing is occurred in an LL or RR or LR or RL. So based on that, we need to apply. Assume it earlier I draw one tree. This is. So when observed here, this road. So 1, 2. 2 is there. 2 minus 0, 2. So balancing factor is 2. We need to imbalance that one. We need to imbalance. So what we do? LL is there. LL rotation will apply. Means this will come here and this will be there. So left side 1 will come, right side 1 will come. 1 minus 1, 0. Same will apply for upper also. Same like that we'll go through on that one. So we'll go with one example, then we can get easily. So this is RR LL. So LL rotation is clockwise, RR rotation is anti-clockwise. And another one is LR, means left and right rotations. So it is a combination of LL plus RR, means first we go with clock rotation, then after anti-clock rotation. Okay, so and just we go with one example like this. If I assume it 3 is there, this is L and this is R. So if imbalancing occurred for left right rotation, then what we do is this we do. So this child will become root and this will come left side and this will come right side. What I got the tree is a combination of LL and RR. If that is the case, LL rotation means clockwise rotation. So when it comes to clockwise, 1 will come here, So LR rotation will combination of LL and RR rotation. So we'll get this diagram finally. So simply we need to do that is whatever the root which we consider will come right side, and whatever the element which is in left side will come left side itself, and this root right side element will become as a root element. So 3 1 2, what I did is, and we got 2 1 3. Okay, so we should keep in mind this diagram. You should keep in mind these diagrams. So LR, if it is happened, the least child will become a root, and to which node which you are going to apply, that node will be the right child, and what will be the left will be as easily left only. So this you should know, then only we can perform insertion operations or else deletion operations in AVL tree. Next, RL rotation, right left. In this way, same child will go from root. Earlier, whatever we are having, it will come right child, but now it is comes to left, and right child is as it is right only. Just to observe these two things. So least leaf child, whatever we are having the leaf child, means after 1, if I consider 1 2 3, third node, whatever we are having third node, it will become a root. Here also happens same like 1 2 3. So third node will become a root. Okay, so in LR rotation, first node will become in right child and second node will become left child. Here opposite. So third node will become a root and first node will become left, second one will become right. Here first one is become right, here first one become left. Okay, so if you understand these 4 cases, then it is very easy to construct AVL tree. So construction of AVL tree is nothing but simply the construction of binary search tree only. But you should keep in mind that whenever you inserted a new element to binary search tree, you need to calculate its balancing factor. If its balancing factor is either -1 or 0 or +1, you no need to perform anything. If you get any changes in balancing factor, then you need to check where it is happened, whether it is LL or RR or RL or LR. Based on that, you need to apply rotations. We go with an example. So what I said here, the same thing we need to mention here. So rule 1 is, after inserting an element in the existing AVL tree, balance factor of only those nodes will be affected that lies on the path from the newly inserted node to the root node. To check whether the AVL tree is still balanced or not after the insertion, there is no need to check the balance factor of every node. Check the balance factor of only those nodes that lies on the path from the newly inserted node to the root node. After inserting an element in AVL tree, if tree becomes imbalanced, then there exists one particular node in the tree by balancing which the entire tree becomes balanced automatically. To rebalance the tree, balance that particular node. So what I said is having slide here itself. So we go with an example. Need to construct an AVL tree for the elements 50, 20, 60, 10, 8, 15, 32, 46, 11, 48. So first we need to consider the first element as a root, 50. I inserted. The next element is 20. So 20 is less than 50. So left hand side I will insert. Just it is a binary search tree only. Next element is 60. 60 is greater than 50. So it will come right hand side. And here the balancing factor will be 0 itself. Next 10. 10 is less than 50. So we'll insert it into left subtree. But left subtree already we are having 20. Again we need to compare. 10 is less than 20. So 10 is inserted into left subtree. So after the insertion, we need to calculate balancing factor. So assume it here 1, 2 means totally balance factor is 2. Here 1, 2 minus 1 is 1. It is 1, no problem. It is also 1, no problem. It is 0. So no problems are there. Next, insert 8. 8 will come left side. So left hand side already we have 20. For that it comes to left side. Already we have 10. For that it comes to left side. Now when I calculate balancing factor, for this it is 1. For this 1, 2, it is 2. So means the balancing factor 2 minus 0 is 2. So here I found imbalancing. And where I found imbalancing? Here. This is LL. So LL rotation is clock rotation. So if I apply clock rotation, then imbalancing may go. So here I found imbalancing. What I did? Clock rotation. Clock rotation already you know. So it will come like this. So 10 will be root and 8 is left child, that is right one. So when I check balancing factor, this is 1, 2. 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1 is 1. So no problem. So this is a way of checking balancing factor. Next, insert 15. So 15 is less than 50. So left hand side will come. We have 10. 15 is greater than 10. So it comes to right hand side. Right hand side already we have 20. So 15 is less than 20. It comes to left hand side. For every insertion operation, we need to check the balancing factor. So internally we need to check it. So here, so 1, 2, 3. Left hand side is 3. Okay. Right hand side is 1. 3 minus 1, 2. When it comes to here, 1, 1, 2. So 1 minus 2, minus 1. Not a problem. But here I found imbalancing. So here I found imbalancing. So where tree is growing in this way. Tree is growing in this way. So based on inserted element 15, I found imbalancing. So what is the rotation? LR. LR rotation. So if you know about LR rotation, then here we can implement. So this is first node, this is second one, this is third one. Already we people know that the third node will become root node and what we observed here, LR. So third node will become root, second will become left and first will become right. Same thing will apply here. So third node 20 will become root and second node will become left and first node will become right. So if you know about LR rotation, then only we can implement it. If you don't know, then we can't do anything. So when you are working with AVL trees, you people should know about these 4 rotations. Then only we can perform either insertion or deletion operations. So now the tree is in balance. Next, I am going to insert 32. So now the root is 20. So 32 is greater than 20. So it comes to right hand side. So we have 50. So 32 is less than 50. So in left hand side we'll insert. Now the tree is balanced. Next, insert 46. So 46 will come right side of root node. We have 50. So 46 is less than 50. So left hand side we have 32. So 46 is greater than 32. So right side. And now also tree is balanced. Why? Because here the height is 2 and here the height is 1, 2, 3. 2 minus 3 minus 1. So no problem. So when you calculate every tree's balancing factor, we may get either 0 or 1 minus 1 only. Next, insert 11. 11, it comes to left hand side. We have left hand side 10. So 11 is greater than 10. It comes to right hand side. We have 15. 11 is less than 15. It comes to left hand side. Again, when you observe the balancing factor 1, 2, 3. Left hand side height is 3. 3 minus right hand side 1, 1, 2, 3. It is also 3. 3 minus 3, 0. Here also we get 1 minus 2 minus 1. Here also we get 2 minus 1, 1. So it is balanced. Next, insert 48. So 48 will come right hand side. 50 is there. So it comes to left hand side. So 32 is there. So it comes to right hand side. 46 is there. It comes to right hand side. So we need to calculate the balancing factor for this node. Why? Because it has happened here. So for 32, the balancing factor is 0, 0, minus 2. 0 minus 2. It is minus 2. So the balancing factor, this one is minus 2. So you supposed to calculate balancing factor from the least way, means where insertion happened. For that we need to check it. If it is okay, then we go with next. If it is okay, then go with higher levels, like that. But here only I got the problem. So here the balancing factor is minus 2. And which type of rotation here we need to go with? RR. RR rotation is nothing but anti-clock rotation. RR rotation is nothing but anti-clock rotation. So (32, 46, 48). So what we did is anti-clock rotation. So when I come for anti-clock rotation, I got 46 here, 32 left hand, 48 right. Now we need to check balance factor. So here 1, 2, 3. Balancing factor is left hand side is, sorry, height of the tree is left hand 3. 1, 2, 3. Right hand also 3. 3 minus 3, 0. So it is balanced and the elements also completed. So this is the way of constructing AVL tree. If you people know about these 4 rotations, then only we can solve AVL tree. So in examination point also there is a chance to get this AVL tree. So before going to examination, you people should concentrate on these 4 rotations. So most important, if you know these 4 rotations, then only we can work. Otherwise it is not possible. So when we discuss the remaining heap tree or binary search tree, here you no need to concentrate and you no need to identify the things. So binary search tree, simply the root node which are having less elements will be available on left child, which are having higher than root node will be available right side. When it comes to max heap or heap tree, just you keep in mind that the root element should be greater than its children. So these are the simple things. But when it comes to AVL tree, you keep in mind 4 rotations. If you know these 4 rotations, then only you can construct AVL tree. Otherwise you can't. So before going to examination, you must and shouldly go through these 4 rotations. It is very simple. It is very simple. Okay. So delete operation. Deletion operation is also like done just binary search tree deletion only, but after deletion you should keep in mind the balancing factor. Okay. So assume it we are having 3 1 5 0 2 4 6. This is a one type of AVL tree, and I want to remove 6 5 4. First we delete 6. So when you observe 6, it is a leaf node. So leaf nodes directly we can delete it. So I deleted. Delete key 5. So delete key 5. So 5 is here. Whatever the rule we are going to apply for deletion of binary search tree, here also we do like that. Just we need to plunk the child. So what we did, just I replaced it from here to here and I removed. But after deletion also, you need to check the balancing factor. So now the balancing factor is 2 minus 1, it is 1, no problem. It is 0, it is also 0. Next, delete key 4. So 4 deletion. 4 is available here. Means it is the leaf node. Directly we can delete it. Directly we can delete it. So after deletion, we found this one. Now, when you observe here, the balancing factor is 1, 2. 2 minus 0, it is 2. So the balancing factor for the root 3 is 2. So it is imbalanced. Where it is imbalanced? So L, 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 L. So L, L means clockwise rotation. So simply I do the clockwise rotation here. So 1. So left child 3 will come, right side 3 will come. And whatever the this will become as a left one. And it is a simply we say that we followed binary search tree technique. So here I found LL. What I did is clock rotation. When it comes to clock rotation, it will happen. But already here the element is there. Whatever in right hand side, it will come left to that one. So this is a way of deletion. Okay. So hope you understood the concept. If you know 4 rotations, then it is very easy to perform either insertion or deletion. So AVL tree is having some properties. Just I will go through these properties, and we are having some examples. I will share a PDF file to you people to go through of examples. The property one is the maximum possible number of nodes in AVL tree of height h is 2 to the power of h plus 1 minus 1. So if I want to find out the maximum possible number of nodes of height h, simply we go with this formula. The minimum number of nodes in AVL tree of height h is given by a recursive relation is this one. If I want to find out the minimum number of nodes in a given AVL tree of a particular height, then we go through with this one. And here base conditions are there. N of 0 will become 1 and n of 1 will become 2. So these base conditions will help us to calculate minimum number of nodes to a particular height. And third property is minimum possible height of AVL tree using n nodes. If I am having n nodes, what will be the minimum possible height of the tree will be? So that we calculate with the help of log2n method. Next, maximum height of AVL tree using n nodes is calculated using the recursive relation this one. So minimum height is calculated log2n. The maximum height will be calculated this function n of h equal to n of h minus 1 plus n of h minus 2 plus 1, and the base conditions are these two. So, and these are the properties of AVL tree. And I'm sharing some examples for this one. I think one or two times they asked what is the height of a particular AVL tree, so which is having some 9 nodes. So maximum height which is having 9 nodes means we need to work with this function based on these two base conditions. I will share the examples just to go through with that one, and if you have any doubts just your WhatsApp me. Okay, so hope you understood these two concepts, heap tree and AVL tree. And next we are having B trees. So regarding these B trees we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, thank you.